All right, the season's over, everyone. So it's that time of the year to look back at what we said in August and feel stupid about it. Are we all ready? I've got the whole team here, and I've read some of these answers.
Feel stupid or feel smart, you never know. It depends what.
It's not often I think, I don't need to be a part of this video, you know, but some of these I thought, okay.
Make sure you get yours in as well.
Yeah, mate, yeah.
Stand on your square.
I will. We'll do them all. Just so everyone knows, these are the Arsenal predictions. So we went for specific stats and specific outcomes that we thought would happen through the season. Some just in the Premier League, some across all comps. We made predictions. We're ready to go for it, everyone.
Let's go.
We're ready to go.
Show our knowledge.
All
I
right.
can't remember mine at all.
Let's start with top scorers. We went with the Premier League on this one. The answers were Bukayo Saka, well done to him, 16 goals he got in the league this season, followed by Kai Havertz on 13 and Leandro Trossard on 12. Who's confident that they went quite... Yes,
The Havertz, definitely not. I'm not confident that, but the other two, because I remember mentioning one of those names and everyone was like, oh, of course. So
you did all right. You went Saka as your top scorer. You went Trossard second, so you were one place off, but fair play there, and Martinelli third.
I know my club, man. I know my people.
Martinelli was nowhere near third, though.
Yeah. All right,
For the other two. I think I put Martinelli top.
I'll go with mine next because it's the worst. I went Martinelli top. I went Jesus second. And then I went Saka third. So there we go. Robbie, you did go Saka first.
Good. Well, good.
But you went Martinelli second and Jesus third.
Yeah, Jesus was injured. Actually, both of them were injured a lot, innit? Martinelli was...
straight away.
It's true, though, isn't it? It's true. Both of those were injured a lot. Actually, that's why the reason why Trossard and Havertz played so much in those roles when you think about it.
Yeah, Trossard, definitely, actually.
Trossard,
both of them.
But Saka got right, so...
Laurie, you went for Jesus, Saka and Trossard.
Jesus first, wow. He had Trossard in there.
The man that said himself that he's not known for scoring goals.
You got Trossard as third, so that's spot on.
Yeah.
And you had Saka in the top three. Turkish, you went Martinelli, Saka, Ødegaard.
Yeah, that's 0 for 3.
You just read last season, so went
Basically.
I'll go again.
Basically.
Ødegaard's a bit of a rogue one there, but he does pop up.
He still scored quite a few goals, didn't he?
8, I think.
Yeah, I think he's still got a decent
Right.
amount. We can
For a
double check
midfielder, that's still a good return.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
I've got to
Saka's
say, it's a
really stepped
disappointing
up.
return from Jesus. I think it's something like 4 he got. wasn't it?
Awful.
Which is actually worse than Eddie. Eddie actually got 5.
Yeah, but Eddie scored
You had
5
to
in
get
one
that
game.
in there.
No, he got 3 in
3 in one game.
Against Sheffield.
No, but Jesus, he was injured for ages, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think
You do have to remember that.
Do you know what, Robbie? I thought that, and then I looked at the numbers. He still played well over 20 games of the Premier League.
Yeah, but how
this
many did he
season.
start?
Very
that's,
true.
That's the difference. I mean, that's
He never got into form, though, did he?
Yeah, a lot of times that stat is... I want to know how many of them games did he
I hear
start,
it.
how many games
Or
did he come
goals
on
to
for,
minutes
like 10
ratio.
minutes or 15 minutes, you know what I mean? So
Yeah, still not good enough.
Yeah,
he
no,
had
it's not good enough.
17 starts and 10 off the bench, I remember off the top
Is
of
that
my
what
head.
it is? Yeah, and
Yeah.
four Premier League
Yeah,
goals.
still not good
yeah,
enough, but it's 17 below.
17 starts is not a lot of starts.
But he
so-
doesn't deem himself as a natural goal scorer.
And
as
some
well.
of them
Let's not forget
starts
that
were
as
on the
well.
wing as well early in the season.
That's
Yeah.
true.
You know what? He should
And
never
late,
have
and late
said
in the
that.
season,
should
some of them were on the wing,
Yeah,
weren't they?
yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you think? He should never have said that. I
I
know
don't
he
think
wasn't.
it meant-
Do you know what? He was lost,
Was it
a bit
lost in translation?
because
Yeah.
what he was trying to say is there's more to my game than just
Yeah,
scoring goals. But it came across like he was the same boy.
Let's give a shout out though to those 3 goal scorers. I mean, obviously we mentioned them, but Bukayo Saka, I think it's fair to say that no one has sat here, as far as I'm aware, and said he's having a scintillating, amazing season. But in terms of overall performance, but the efficiency, the output, the work rate, and to constantly get in those areas. I thought he ended the season well in the run-in as well. Like, huge credit to him, 16 goals in the league. Kai Havertz, who, listen, I wasn't sure about that deal. What a way to end the season. I think it was 8 goals, 7 assists in 2024, something like that. Maybe 8 goals, 6 assists. And Trossard, who has been a squad player most of the season. He hasn't had loads of exposure to the first team all the time. Obviously, ended the team in the 11. 12 goals. So fair play to all 3. Like, they've all surprised
On
me
many
one way or
occasions, me and this man argue about Saka. He's telling me at one time Saka should be dropped. And I was like,
Did he say that?
and I was like, that's absolutely ridiculous because he's our best player. He has to play, you know what I mean? And good players don't want to be... Good players want to play every game.
And
They don't want to
shout
be rested. They want to play, you know what I mean? And even, you know, Havertz, you as well. Me and him is arguing. I said to you, you've got to give a guy a chance. I think he's been excellent this season because there's scoring goals. Both him and Trossard, they're scoring goals, but they're scoring important goals.
Yeah, I agree.
And those two have many occasions have scored very important goals. You know what I mean? Match-winning goals, or goals that get us back into games, or goals that started us. You know what I mean? They weren't just like scoring a goal in a 4-0 win. You know what I mean? They really did.
You still want a striker though, don't you?
I do still want a striker, but I think that those two really stepped up this season.
What I would say about Havertz very quickly is that, yes, he had a good back end of the season especially, but I would also have to temper that by saying I've never seen a player as indulged by the manager as Havertz has. So he should thank...
the manager was right.
Listen, all I'm saying is that he has been indulged because he's played pretty much every game.
But
even if I could just finish, even at times when most other players would have been dropped. So I think
but it was spot on because, you know, he's a new player. He was playing him in, right? And he's been brilliant.
And there was a lot of criticism, wasn't there?
And he's been
Arteta probably tried to front that up a bit.
Yeah, he's been the mainstay. And you know what as well? I give full credit to the captain, Martin Odegaard, right? Go right back to that game when we played Bournemouth, right? And we were winning that game by, I think it's 2-3-0, right? 2-0 maybe.
Yeah, Odegaard just scored a penalty.
Odegaard gave Havertz the penalty. He was under a bit of pressure at those times and gave him the penalty and said, "You're right, take that penalty and score." I remember at the time, right, there's a few people saying, "Boy, what's with all this?" But what he was trying to do is get him going. And, you know, from then afterwards, his confidence went up.
Yeah, so, listen, the love has worked, but let's be fair, he's been given a lot of love.
Let's go through then. We're going to jump all the way to one of the last questions we did ask, which was who will have more goal contributions, Martinelli or Saka? And we basically answered it. But just to confirm, Robbie, Laurie and myself went for Saka, which is a contradiction, I think, to what I put. I can't remember. Anyway. And then Cecil and Turkish went for Martinelli. This is in all competitions. Oh, yeah. Anyway, Saka got 20 goals and 14 assists in all contributions. 34 across the whole campaign. What a season, to be fair, in terms of pure output. But, you know, let me stop saying that because so much of his game, and teams target him, he did brilliantly. Martinelli got 8 goals and 5 assists. So it's not a terrible return, but he hit the heights with 15 non-penalty goals last season. So, yeah.
Did have a lot of injuries as well, Martinelli, innit?
Yeah.
Didn't really, after he got that injury, didn't really recover
back
to what he was doing before. You know? I think it's almost like he was trying too hard at occasions to score a goal.
It's a big season for him next season, man.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
How old is he, by the way?
22.
Still young, man.
Still young.
22?
Yeah.
That young?
Wow. Yeah, he's still young.
But that young. But listen,
nowadays,
Rodrigo's like 23 and Vinicius. I mean, you know.
Yeah,
and I rate Martinelli, but this season was very poor. He needs to step it up now.
Fair. Let's go through the cup runs. And I think it's fair to say we're all a little disappointed with how this went across the season. Arsenal didn't get past the third round of the FA Cup, losing to Liverpool 2-0 at home. They didn't get past the fourth round of the Carabao Cup. When I say third round, fourth round, that might sound like, you know, okay, you came through a few. We entered at the third round of both. West Ham knocking us out of the Carabao. And, of course, Bayern Munich with that 1-0 defeat to win the 2-2 draw at the Emirates. I mean, we got to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. Robbie, you had us to get to the Carabao Cup semi-finals, Champions League quarters, so spot on there, and FA Cup semi-final. Cecil, you had us Carabao Cup semi-final, Champions League quarters again, so well done. FA Cup, we'd win. Not going to the final. You haven't booked your tickets to the final Saturday.
I haven't.
You'll be disappointed.
I'm hurt, man. I really wanted one of those trophies, but next season.
Yeah, pressure. No, there is pressure on that. I agree. Laurie said FA Cup last 8, so it would have been the quarters, Champions League semi-finals, and Carabao Cup winners. So.
I've got to say I was disappointed with our performances in the Cups, and not just this season, in recent years as well. I think definitely that needs to improve next season, 100%.
And Turkish, you put that we'd win all 3?
Yeah, well, the treble was on the card.
Wait, what? Did you
actually? I was about to say, what the
I remember I said final for Champions League. I said semis for FA Cup, I think.
You actually said quarters. He said quarters for the other 2.
Okay.
So, yeah, fair enough.
I thought it's really hard to predict. It's really hard to predict cups.
Yeah.
Because this is I mean, if you get... You know, you get a draw like what you look at United's draw. I don't know if you've seen their run to the FA Cup final. Apart from the game I give them, you got to give them maximum credit for is Liverpool, right? Because they won that game. But all the other games are so easy, right? And they nearly messed up, even Coventry in the semi-final, but they have had an easy run. So it's really.
No, but you can't say they've had an easy run if they put Liverpool out.
No, they had one hard team, and that was at home.
Yeah, but we played Liverpool. I know. Straight out.
I know, and I just said I'd given them full credit for Liverpool, but every other team in that run was easy. Like, I mean, there is no way United is supposed to lose to any of those teams, right? So when you're predicting a cup run, you really don't know who you're going to get. The previous season, you could say, "Oh, we're disappointed that we didn't," but we got City away.
I think an example of that is,
it's.
I'm disappointed in the 4 cup runs we've had. So this season and last season, the two domestic cups. But Man City away, Liverpool at home, Brighton home, West Ham away. And I'm not saying we shouldn't do better. We absolutely should have done better. But at the same time, you could be drawing teams in League One, the Championship.
Yeah, those are not given games. Those,
and that's who you do need that little bit of luck. 4 times we got.
Yeah, and even in the Champions League, we all predicted quarterfinals, which is where we got to and got knocked out. And there's people after that saying Arteta, none of us. There are people out there who probably would have done the similar predictions beforehand, saying that the Arteta should be sacked and this and that because he didn't get beyond that. Right?
Yeah, man.
And to get again further, that we hadn't been in that competition for 7 years. First time we're going back in it, and people are expecting like we're going to win that.
That's crazy.
When you're coming up against big experienced teams, we even saw that when we played Porto. The teams there, they've got that little savvy. They've got, maybe next year we might do better in that because we're going to be a little bit more experienced now. But I think I saw that in those games, man. When we played Porto in particular.
Yeah,
just the experience of them teams.
Europe
there.
In general was still
when they're sort of in there every year, they kind of know.
The only thing is now the Champions League changes. It's adjusting. It's adjusting to that as well now, format, as well as being back in there. So I was looking at
how's that going to affect the league?
The
as
league,
well.
yeah, facts.
Yeah, 2 extra games in the first half of the season. Yeah.
So we then went for the.
Don't look for no League Cup. To cut across you, James. Don't look for no strong team from Arsenal or any of those teams in the Champions League in the League Cup.
Yeah, next year. Definitely.
That's what's going to get sacrificed.
We should have a squad at the time to be
I know,
able to
but what I'm just saying, that's going to get sacrificed by all teams, man, that are in the Champions League.
Yeah,
now that they've got those extra games in the Champions League.
You think City? You think they'll heavily rotate as well? I feel like City do. They go all fronts.
They always rotate.
They always rotate, but I just think.
Rotate. Go check their early Carabao.
I've seen it, but the quality's still high.
And Rico Lewis and all these men. Not that they haven't started Prem games, but Man City always. It's a myth that people don't rotate. Everyone acts like the Carabao Cup is levels. It's not levels. Like
it's only strong at the end.
I want to win.
Every
semi-final, final, man.
I want to win it. I do want to win it.
I don't care for it.
No, do I.
Care for it.
Really?
I want to win it. You win it in February, and May you're disappointed because you don't have anything else. It's not a cup like that.
Don't you think it's about time we won a trophy?
Yeah, but it's not a cup. I didn't wait 20 years for Carabao Cup.
But it's the earliest trophy you can win as well.
We didn't move into the Emirates.
Listen, it's nice. I look on it and say it's a nice day out. Yeah. To go to the League Cup, but I'm being honest with you. The one FA Cup. Yeah, I still put.
Yeah, that was going to be.
On that.
Are you not slightly envious
League
that we're not in the FA Cup?
I don't turn my nose up at any.
I love the FA Cup.
I'll be real.
I love the FA Cup. That's different to Carabao. That's an end of season thing.
I think we have a really good debate about this when the season comes around again. We've seen the signs, the state of the squad. Depending on how things are looking, I think there will be more expectations on the domestic cups as well because it is so hard to dethrone City. And it's like, okay, cool, but where else can we also? Because this squad deserves silverware.
They take it serious.
The next thing we went for is biggest win and biggest defeat. Now we didn't go for specific scores. We talked how many goals would we score in the most goals we'd score in a game and the most we concede in a game. Now I'm actually going to tell you what you put first because one of you did get it right. Turkish, you went for 7 we'd score in a game and we'd concede 4 in another. Laurie went for 6 but we'd concede 3. Robbie said we'd score 5 but we'd concede 3. And you went for 6 and 4. I also went 6 and 4, by the way. The answer, Laurie, was correct. We scored 6. We did that against West Ham. We did that against who was it?
Sheffield United.
Not Sevilla. Who was it?
Burnley? Lons.
Sheffield United. Yeah.
Sheffield United.
5 Sheffield United.
No, it was 6.
6.
Yeah,
the Eddie hat-trick.
Yeah. Eddie hat-trick.
Oh, that was 5. Away from home.
Away from home.
Oh, yeah.
Away from
We
home,
smashed them
6.
twice.
And we conceded 3. And actually only once from a quick scan, so let us know in the comments we got it wrong. But it was West Ham away in the Carabao Cup.
Okay.
We conceded the 3 when we were 3-0 down. I can't think of another game where we were massively behind at any point.
Yeah, we never conceded. We didn't concede 3 in the league.
No.
That's
Clean sheets.
Mad.
Clean sheets. The answer's 18. Let's say it right now.
It's 18.
Cecil and Turkish came the closest with 14. I said 9, Robbie said 8, and Laurie said 5. But I will say, Robbie, I think you might have changed yours
He went
after
to 12.
12.
Went to 12.
Yeah, you went up to
changed
12.
as well.
Yeah. So 18 was the answer, and that's including.
impressive,
That's not just David Raya's clean sheets. I think one was
Defence was
16.
brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair play. Red cards across all competitions. Cecil said 1, Laurie said 5. Don't know what you thought was going to happen.
He said because of the refs, there was a. I watched
Yes.
that video. He said there was an incident. I think before the season started, he was like, if it's going to go by this, by how the refereeing is at this level,
You're
then
right.
it's going to be more.
And I
There
saw
was a-
Gabriel.
You're right about the refs.
You actually spot on though, because there was going to be more of a zero tolerance policy.
That was it.
And more yellow cards. I remember
That was it.
yellow cards were being dished out in the community shield, and they kept saying like, no, they're setting the standard now. And then I saw no difference apart from Tomiyasu getting sent off for taking a throw in. We didn't really see much else. Turkish went for 3, me and Robbie went for 2, and the answer was 2. Fabio Vieira and Tomiyasu.
Was it the Tomiyasu? That was at the Palace game, wasn't it?
The Palace game.
Me and you were at that game.
And
Was that the
Vieira.
first game? No,
The first
Second.
away game.
First away game was-
First away game. Me and you went to the Palace.
You got
Remember?
red card.
Because me and you was
got
looking
red
at
card
each other in astonishment.
Oh
This is
yeah.
throwing.
We were
Everybody
shocked,
in the
yeah.
stands.
Like, what the hell?
Was like,
You got a
what's
yellow
going
card
on?
for taking a throwing slowly. didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 yellows.
Well, that was the first. The second yellow was, well, they thought he'd pushed Ayu in the back, but he
Yeah, he
hadn't.
did. Yeah. Now I do remember.
Nonsense. We do have our Player of the Year shouts, but we are going to discuss that in more detail in another video coming out on the channel this week, so do check that out because I think that's a great debate. League position, very simply, me and Robbie said we'd win it. Cecil, Laurie and Turkish said we'd come second, and you all know the answer to that one. This was good. Havertz to get 10 or more Premier League goal contributions. We all said yes, and of course he did it. But 13 goals and 7 assists in the Premier League. He spent the first half of it in midfield, really.
Yeah.
20 goals and assists in all competitions.
Crazy.
Fair play, fair
was
play.
brilliant.
What? I did not see that. I think when we were talking about it in the States, remember, when we went around just asking, I think there was a lot of 7 and 4, 6 and 6, whatever. 13 and 7 in the Premier
Yeah,
League.
he was, and I think he'll be better next year. I think he'll improve now because I do think he plays off of a lot of confidence, and now that he's got, fans are singing his name, but it's a whole different vibe to when he first come in, innit? So I think he'll,
Will he be
even
the
though-
starting man then next season for you? Then do you think? I think we're bringing another top expensive signing up front.
Yeah,
He's gonna
I
have to-
still think
If they
we
can
should get a
find it.
striker, but it depends who that striker is. If it's like a striker that's primed to go big main striker,
He's got to make it work.
then yes. But I get the feeling that the striker will be a younger player who will have to earn his. I can just
like
see
a
that.
Sesko, who's that?
Like a Sesko, like a maybe that Goalkeeper. I don't think it's going to be. It won't be an Isak and things like that. What a lot of people.
So are we
say.
saying that because he's performed well, especially at the back end of the season in that striker role, then the striker position may not be as a priority
No.
as it was
It
previously?
is a priority.
Yeah,
a
for
priority.
me and you, but I'm saying for the club.
It better be.
I get the feeling that it's still going to be a priority, but it's who's that striker out there? Do they want to outlay, 120 million, which I don't think, on someone like a Osimhen or someone like that. I don't think they'll do that.
They won't do that.
So then that person who comes in could be a younger striker, like Xerxes, is it Bologna? It could be someone like that who then. We've seen it with that Hoyland at United. You can't just throw someone like that in from the.
Same with Jackson.
They're
You
going to
need
have to
another- you
sort
need
of.
someone else.
You need someone. So I get the feeling that Havertz could sort of start as a striker next season
Let's see.
to begin with. You know what I mean? As that person starts to come.
I
up.
could see
And
that.
most of them numbers we predicted were based off of him being an 8.
That is very true.
That's true.
That is actually a very good
He,
point.
he
yeah.
went up front.
Yeah, very true. This one, David Raya have to have more Premier League starts than Ramsdale. I think he got a couple more. The answer was obviously yes. Fair play Turkish, the only one who said that would be the case.
How did
The
you
rest
foresee
of
that?
us-
Because this was before the season. And
No, I've got to
Like-
be honest, credit to you, but looking back,
Was it obvious?
man, that was stupid of us.
Okay.
Like he signed a goalkeeper for 30 million.
Yeah.
And we-
No, it was a lot.
and
And
we
he's
fe-
Spanish, and there's a link to the
and
coach.
the coach, the coach wanted him years ago, and we all just went, I think he might mix them up. we listened
We
to
believed what he
Arteta.
said.
What did he say at the
We
beginning?
bought we
The Zerbi, he subs goalkeepers or something. Do you remember that?
That's as far as I argued.
Yeah.
we just.
He actually did though, to be
did
fair.
a few times, yeah.
But Arteta just went, no, I've improved.
Yeah, but I was okay. Yeah, but you're right. Maybe we we'd let the ball go on that one. But I just...
You did us. You done all of us,
I
man.
believe
Here's
what
the
he said.
question:
I believe what
How
he
long
said.
does he
Didn't feel
last?
Turkish.
I'll give him one more season before we're looking for another striker.
Yeah,
That Emi Martinez is quite good. Oh man! All right, so
That one was wild.
I got that one wrong. Okay, well, this one was interesting. Zinchenko, more games played than missed. I said he would play more games than he missed. Cecil said yes. The rest of you said no. He did. He did play more games than he missed in the
That
Premier
must be
League.
tight, though.
Started.
We did put played, but started.
Yeah.
We can double check that.
Started would probably be different, but...
I think he started more than we think. I think he probably still started around 20. You know what? I'll find out.
I would say though, Zinchenko's probably in that group of players that might be moved on. This, before the start.
Well, he
of the,
should be.
I think we have that same conversation, the same question going into this season. I think it'll be more likely that he won't play as much. I suppose with Timber coming back.
He did start 20.
Started 20.
He still started 20 Premier League
so then,
games.
yeah.
But how many did he start towards the latter part of the season? That would be
Yeah,
interesting.
I can tell you I can't tell you. No, I don't think he started a game since Villa.
Yeah.
That Villa game where we lost. He then reverted.
I
Arteta
think
to
he
what
might be looking for a new challenge, as they say, in the summer.
I don't know. Him personally, I don't know. Maybe the club.
Especially
might be
with
looking
Timber being back as well.
I think Zinchenko likes it here.
Not
Him
100%
personally.
Doesn't matter what you
sure.
like, man.
No, that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. I think if it's his decision, I think he'd want to stay. I think the club.
I'm not 100% sure he'll go.
Yeah, no, do I.
Because I also think, again, he falls into that category of a team player that's not
got
just...
quality.
He's got quality. Defensively this season he was poor, but he is a good dressing room guy, team player experience, and he might want to keep him. Remember, there's going to be a lot of players leaving this season.
Be a lot of football played
Why,
next season.
why not revert him into midfield now?
Because if you
get
remember,
Timber coming back.
he facilitated Kieran Tierney going to Spain as well.
Also still in our books.
So, and I just think that if you look at...
Tierney's another player that's going to have to be sold.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But what I'm saying is, if you look at the trajectory, all those starts came in the early part of the season. When it got down to the meat and grind, the business end of the season, the manager chose against him. I think that could be significant.
defensively,
What's his age
he
as
wasn't
well?
good.
What's his age?
He's still young.
26.
He's still young.
Yeah,
A young player.
He'll want to stay, but like Turkey said, it's up to the club, I suppose. But I reckon if it's his decision, he'd want to stay at Arsenal.
All right, Jesus to have more than 15 Premier League goals. The answer was obviously no. I think he got 4. Me and Laurie said he would.
Yeah.
I just had...
Sorry,
let me not.
Go on. No, go on, explain, because that is...
My thing with Jesus is like the way people see him, and I know it's not an easy thing, just score more goals, but I always felt if he added the goals, people would talk about him in a complete different way.
100%.
His strength,
Brilliant
his
player,
quality on the ball, his work rate,
100%.
ability to play across the front three. So I just wanted it to happen. I thought if he gets the goals, I'm not saying score 30 a season, but if he could get, last season, what did he get? 11 in the league?
yeah.
And that was with missing 4 months. So not a stretch. If he'd stayed fit, he gets 15.
Yeah, without being wise after the event, that's why I went for that, because like you said, you look at his talent, you think, yeah, man, he's definitely got the talent. He slightly underachieved in terms of goals last season, but then, like you said, he missed quite a significant portion of the season. So I'm thinking this coming season, he's going to be the main man. The ability's there. All he's got to do is convert some of those chances into goals, and he'd go clear. But unfortunately, it didn't happen.
No, it didn't happen for him. Gabriel or Saliba, we put them up against each other. Who'd score more goals in all competitions? And we all got it right. It was Gabriel. He scored 4. Saliba scored 2. Good tough centre-backs that chip in with goals. And then the final one was the bold predictions we all made. 2 of them were right. Turkish, of course, yours was the Champions League final. We did talk about that. I went for Jorginho to start 40% of games. I got it wrong. I think he only started in the league about 27% or something.
Okay.
But I think
Still good. That's a good prediction.
I should have said it differently. Really, I think it's fair to say he's played a bigger part this season than we were expecting.
He was
Yeah.
excellent.
He was quality.
You're closer to being right than wrong.
I know what you mean.
Got offered a new deal off the back of the season.
and
So
deservedly
deserved,
so.
yeah, exactly.
But he's
That's-
also changed my mind completely. Like, if one's to go, Partey or Jorginho, I'd rather Jorginho stay to play a part in the squad and maybe. Yeah,
Do you think-
I think I might.
I don't think
agree. just
Partey's
need to
as
think
happy
about it.
being a squad player. I think Jorginho recognises the role he's got in this squad, and maybe for 1 more years happy to do that. I don't know.
It's a conversation to be
I
had.
reckon not only will he say, well, we know he's staying, but he'll probably end up as a player coach at Arsenal or something like
Yeah,
that.
he's another guy that's an absolute leader, and you need those guys, man, in these battles.
Arteta better not be priming Chelsea's next best manager. That's all I'm saying. He better not do his coaching things here and then go Chelsea one day and turn them around. Because everyone talks about him like he's going to be...
That's true. He will be a manager.
He
will be a
He's
manager,
on that
you can see it.
direction.
Yeah. Cecil, you said that we'd go unbeaten at home.
Yeah, I thought we'd go unbeaten at home, even though that was my hope. And I think we're actually worse at home. Honestly, even throughout the season, it'd be interesting to see what the wins away to wins at home are this season. But I'm sure I feel like we're better when we're away. I just really want us to have that. I want us to go unbeaten at home.
No, our away form was better than our home form this season.
Yeah, away we were good.
Exactly.
Well, we had 5 defeats, 3 away.
It's pretty
2
close.
away,
It's
2
pretty
at home.
close, I think.
This is what I'm saying. I just think...
So Arsenal won 15 of their home games, drawing 2, losing 2. They won 13 of their away games, drawing 3, losing 3. So I think we were better. We picked up 47 points at home. But I think it's more that when you look at the results, like
the
beating Man
performances as
United
well.
away with the clean sheet, beating Tottenham away where we, the Fulham, West Ham, Villa all got something at the Emirates. I think it's more the manner of where the drop points came. I think
it's the home
understandably
form
we
that
drew
costs
at
us.
Anfield, we drew at...
Home form, I think, is something we need to... I know, like you said, the points are better,
Home
but
form
something
costs
to address. I just think we have to address it because Emirates, the fans, everyone's rocking. It's our home, and I don't feel like every time I watch us play at home, it's not the level that we see when we play away. So something I wanted.
Why do you think that is then?
I don't know what it's down to. I don't know what it is. I couldn't tell you. I've been trying to figure out for a while. Even last season, I was like,
A bit more disciplined away.
yeah, that's what.
Than we
Yeah.
are at home. That's what it is.
It's not that deep, I think. I think it comes down being at home. The emphasis is on us, right?
To attack, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think our attack is complete. We don't have that. We don't have that special player.
Killer.
We don't have.
It's true,
that
you know,
guy
because
that-
if you look, the West Ham game, loads of nobody really bopped us off the park at home. Even that Villa game.
Both Villa games.
First half should have
Home
won
and
it.
away.
Yeah.
So, I mean, West Ham should have had 20 odd shots. I mean, so
It was better away
you are
though,
right,
to Villa,
you're
in my
right.
opinion, though. But you're right. I think it's
I think we get
Possibly
that.
our worst
in the away
performance of the
That's the
season
key.
came away.
But who?
Isak, man.
The Fulham
I'll
game.
give 140,
Yeah,
150 M's for Isak,
I don't think they're going to
I,
see
I'll
I'm
give
with you,
140,
bro. I've been
150
screaming
M's for
Isak from
Isak.
the jump.
150 million.
I would, because there's no one that in his age bracket and in terms of potential
That's
with the young
overpaying,
ones and
though.
experienced ones.
That's massively overpaying.
150.
It doesn't matter if it's over. We all
I
overpay.
want it bad, but
you
that is
honestly think like these players are worth 100 mil? Like even you think these men are really worth this money? None of them are worth the money that
Rice
everyone
is worth that.
overpaid.
Declan Rice, he's worth that
everyone,
more.
we've
Declan Rice,
overpaid for everyone.
150 is a lot, man.
No, there's no one like him.
You'd be
Age
on him,
profile. There's if
scrutiny-wise.
there's nobody like him, what's the point in paying maybe 18 to 19 mil for a special potential when we are at a stage now where we need the final piece
I
of the
want,
puzzle?
bro. I think
I'm kind of with you.
I
You
want
know?
Isak.
I'm kind of with
Listen,
you.
150 is
I don't
crazy.
think Newcastle will sell Isak.
No, they wouldn't want to, but would they
even
turn
if
down
it's-
150
Even
mil?
if it's 130, remember they owns the club, you know. They're not. They're only thinking about one of those are going to have to go because of financial.
Yeah, but that's why it makes sense for them to
Right,
sell
but
it.
it's
for
not because they're
150.
short of cash. I mean, they could easily bank it. They will not want to make the crowd favourite player go. You know what I mean?
No,
They're
but
still-
what I'm saying is, if you talk
can't
about
see it.
FFP, if they get the 150 million via Isak, then they can spend that.
Because we've set like
So that makes sense.
The market precedent is set by various clubs, yeah, but we've set our own precedent now. We've spent 100 million on a defensive midfielder, right?
Yeah, I'm with you.
So how can a 20-goal-a-year striker not be
I'm
worth
with
at least across history the attacking players are the
I
ones
think
that are most
150 is
expensive?
too much. I wouldn't
just
pay
do
it.
it.
I-
It's too much.
I'm
It's
with
too
you.
much,
I'm
but-
with you.
Pay 100 million for him? Yes.
But Bruno,
Yeah, but we
they
paid 100
could
million
probably
for
get
Declan
100
Rice.
for Bruno from someone. And
Chelsea
they're probably
paid
thinking to
105 for
themselves,
Caicedo.
100 for
I think the
Bruno
big
Mars.
draw with
Now, did
Isak
that
is
work?
Caicedo and Enzo have gone for the
Only
same.
Chelsea can pay
How
100
does
for
work
Bruno
out?
Yeah,
Mars.
I agree with you on both counts. We need him, and secondly, a bit like what you're alluding to, it's not what you're worth; it's what people are prepared to pay for you. That's how the market works.
I don't think Arsenal pay that.
They won't.
I don't think they will.
They won't.
I don't
No,
think
they
will.
maybe
we
not,
know
but
that.
I
You know,
agree
Does
with your
anyone here think
sentiment.
Grealish is worth 100 mil? Never
No way.
in no year I've been alive. But they bought him for 100 mil. Yeah, so
I think with,
I mean, it's been
with
a
Isak,
success for them at City.
because Havertz has done well up front, the fact that Isak can play wide is also probably part of the draw. Is
He
that,
fits the puzzle.
No,
so
Isak's the
well.
one I want. I
Same.
agree.
He's screaming it for so long.
Cecil, so yeah, you said to go unbeaten at home. Then
Yeah,
the two that were correct, Robbie said that Havertz was going to surprise a lot of people, brackets especially, people from other clubs. I think it's fair to say he has done that. So fair play, Robbie, on that one. And Laurie,
He's not said that.
that will beat Man City this season. We didn't just beat them; we went unbeaten against them this season, and lifted the mighty Community Shield. No, but yeah, we did.
That's a good,
the final one
prediction, though. Hold on, man. That
was
a good one.
how many team huddles we'd have.
Have you actually got? There's no numbers for that.
We had one every game.
Yeah.
We had
At
more
least.
than one.
Yeah.
Minimum.
Expected huddles.
Expected minimum one a game.
I guess we did about one or two, two per half. I reckon we cracked 100. Sorry, one for each half.
But what I would say,
Half-time.
although
Probably
it's
did
not a major, it's a fairly trivial point, but it does indicate that there is a closeness among the squad,
Yeah.
which you've seen throughout the season.
Listen, I enjoy all the huddles and all the this when we're winning.
He didn't like him.
It's calm.
You kept moaning about it, innit, last season.
Yeah, I
good,
think,
man.
I think last season, but then it goes back to some of the like. I think the attention was just, we got carried away last season, so the huddles just felt a bit.
No, but
It was like I was saying on Forever Arsenal, like when
Informative.
By the way,
This year
I
it
love
feels a
Martin
lot.
Odegaard to bits, and I know that he actually knows how to get the Emirates crowd going. But I remember one game, I think, when he did it like 2 minutes into like Wolves at home, and I was like, I just sat down.
He just went out for a throw in, and he's just like, bruv. I'm like, bruv.
Yeah, that's good.
It's a throw in.
No, but you know what?
It's
That's
fun,
good,
we're having
because sometimes we watch logs and we're like, when we're watching a game, we're like, oh, we need to see a fast start. And then if he wants the crowd to be geared up to
I hear it,
transmit
I
the
hear it.
energy that Arteta, preaches about, then fair play. And also the huddles, if it's the players' emotional huddles, I think that's different to like them going to the manager and having a
Yeah,
huddle and
that's
talk,
different.
because the things change within the game straight away. So it's good.
Nah,
It's good
I
to
know, I
see.
know.
But it is. It's always good to have a little laugh at.
Well, there we go. Let me ask everyone to make a,
Oh, jeez.
if they want to, and I haven't given you time to think about it because I didn't prep.
We're
you.
winning the league next season.
I wasn't going to go for that, but thank you, Turkish.
There's a
We'll clip
bold
that one
prediction
up.
for next season.
Yeah, I'll ask you again. In
I don't know if that's
August.
bold.
I'll ask him in August when we've sold Saka, Odegaard, Saliba. And he's like,
And City have bought Musiala,
Yeah.
and they bought Saka, and
they bought Mbappe. No, I wanted to ask if you guys think you have a bold prediction or something you expect for the summer. Anything that you think deep inside is going to happen this summer from a transfer perspective, whether it be a big sale, whether it be a big signing. I don't know. I mean, like David Raya surprised all of us as a signing. Like we did not expect it to happen. Anyone else?
I'll
Thinking
go
of
straight
anything?
away by saying I think, and I kind of touched on this earlier, I think there'll be more players leaving than a lot of people think.
You think there'll be an
Initially,
exodus?
I think
like
there
a big...
will be a fire sale. Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
Fair enough. Anyone else? I do have one, but
I think we're probably going to sell Eddie Nketiah this summer. Probably going to sell Ramsdale. Probably going to sell Partey. Probably going to sell.
That's a big one.
Partey's the one.
So you're kind of with me then? It'll be a fire
I mean,
sale.
and the number of I didn't see it though, because it feels like we've done all of the work in the last 3 years. But when you actually read, that's not including El Nene and Cedric, which makes 5 already. So when you think about the number, I think off the back of that, I wanted to add, I think we go in the transfer market. I think we do what we need to do to
You
make
think
me
we'll go
believe.
big?
I think
Do
we'll
we
go big.
break
I
our
firmly
transfer
believe that that's
record again this summer?
Well, if we're going to
That's
do
a
that,
great
then
question.
that's the kind of thing that needs to happen first.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we break the record, but I think we're going to go quite big this summer. I think we got close. I think he's going to look on it. And also the Champions League. When you think about it, the Champions League, we've got quite close in that as well. Quarterfinals, only just sort of went out to Bayern. He's going to be looking at it, I think. I think the one thing we've got to say at the moment with the owners, they're looking ambitious, right? And they're looking like they want to try and win it, right? So I think they will go big. Players are going to leave. I'm not sure about the Partey one. I'm still mixed.
what's your
About-
prediction? What's your bold? Is it that we'll go big?
I think we're going to go big this summer.
Do you think we break our transfer record on one signing?
No.
Not about. Well, I don't think we'll break over 100 million, but I think we'll spend a lot of money.
If we do, it's only Isak we break it for. I
You
think.
know.
But then if we do that, that's what I'm saying. It necessitates a lot of players leaving.
I'm going to go a little bit left field. I think we lose both our pre-season games, but we win the league. Something different. Summer prediction.
Wow. Okay. Fair enough. I think we will have a big summer in terms of spending. I actually think it's going to be a slow summer. I think last year we had Havertz and Rice in by pretty much the end of June.
Yeah.
I don't think that will be the case. I think there'll be a very slow. I think they'll just want to settle and figure out like the sales. I think they'll want to figure out what's on the market. I don't think they're really clear on whether they want, a really top winger or a really top striker, or they want a top 6 or a top 8. I think they're going to suss the market. The Euros are happening, so I think that's actually going to delay everything.
Transfer window opens at the same time the Euro starts, but I don't know.
I think it'll be slow.
I would say though, what they did last season with the signings was brilliant because they got them all in before pre-season, and I think they might be looking to do that again.
We have
so
to, man. We had
Yeah.
Rice basically in the bag from January last year.
Rice,
We're honest with us.
Timber, Havertz
Arteta
were
makes a
all on
point of it.
pre-season.
Arteta always says, remember when I was crying for proactivity? Finally, we have a manager that said the same thing, and he moves the same way. I think at least a couple targets are being spoken to already, and have been for at least a couple months.
They'll get done early. The Euros will be a bit of a frustration for Arsenal, but I think, like you said, we spoke about it yesterday.
Whatever their
They'll
big
get it done
signing
early.
is, I think that's going to come early.
Really?
I think.
My final prediction add to that is I think by deadline day, Lokonga and Tierney will still be in the squad.
No, they'll be gone.
I think they'll be there.
No.
I don't know.
They'll be gone.
I don't know.
I'm fine with that.
I think they'll be gone.
I'm
They'll
just
be
predicting they will be there.
It's interesting.
Lokonga, they'll be able to make a little change off. He's had a decent.
He's had a good season,
spell at
I
Arm,
Tierney one.
you know, and Tierney wants to
I don't
go
think there'll
himself.
be suitors for Tierney. Not maybe to the level that he probably deserves.
I think there
for the
will.
calibre
There's,
of player,
there's not
but
going to be.
injuries.
There's not going to be the big money for him, but they're going to.
They
move
loan
on.
him even just to the end of his contract somewhere, man, whatever.
Yeah, you
He's
think?
professed that he's really happy in Spain. He might stay there for another year.
We've been quite ruthless as well when it comes to terminating contracts or going with mutual consent. So I just feel like if they need to get someone off their books.
See
It's
one of them
interesting
get
with
done.
Lokonga. He's had a good season with Luton, but of course Luton got relegated, so he's not going to want to play Championship football.
Well, no, he's definitely going to come back, but they'll sell him.
All right, let's see. Those are the summer predictions, everyone, and those were our Arsenal predictions throughout the season. Yeah, some got some right. Fair play, but yeah. The David Raya one, man. That's what we were all thinking. Fair play, Turkish, on that one. We'll be back for more of these, of course, before the season starts, and we'll be keeping up to date with everything that happens throughout the summer transfer. And a big thanks to all of you. We'll be hearing from all of us, and there's more content to come this week. The season might be over, but there is still so much to talk about, so much to look back on, and so much to look forward on. That's the important thing. Arsenal can build on what I think most people feel was a really, really positive season, and we feel our year is coming, and we'll be keeping you up to date with everything Arsenal are doing this summer to try and make that happen. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, like the video if you haven't, and if you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you very soon.